morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, Deepak, Mansa. Good morning to all. Good morning, Veronica. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, Ji Chaturi, Teja, Swati. Yes, correct, Deepak. Your answer is correct. And Jita Chaturi has also sent me the answer. And that is also correct. So 2 students have given me the correct answer till now. That's good. Okay, so now let's start without any delay further. In the previous class, I had given you a question. So I think the question is written in your copy. That's why directly I am going to give the solution of that question. I am just writing the data, whatever had been provided in the question. Okay. So see, the data was provided in the question was total, there were 40 students. Total, there were 40 students. Out of this, it was given in the question that 26 take tea. So number of students who take tea is 26. Number of students who take coffee was 18. And 8, neither of 2. Neither tea nor coffee. So how many students were there in this group? 8. Now the question was asked that how many students take both tea and coffee? That was the question. Okay. So as I told you in the previous class, that in such type of problems, you always have 2 methods. One method you can do it by the formula. Yes, every question can be done by the formula, no problem. It may be easy, it may be difficult, but yes, it can be done by the formula. And the second method was Venn diagram. Yes, Veronica, absolutely right. 12 is the correct answer. So now, as I told you in the previous class, that the better method is Venn diagram, especially for 2 sets. Especially the problems in which there are 2 sets, Venn diagram method is the best method. Okay. So let's solve this problem by Venn diagram, because this problem belongs to the problem category of 2 sets. Okay. So see, this is the universal set. This is the set of T. No science sung, answer is not 4. This is the set of coffee. See everyone, please. Tea, coffee. The question is easy. You have to just follow the rules. See, total number of students taking tea is 26. That means this and this total will be 26. Total number of students taking coffee was 18. So this and this total will be 18. Neither tea nor coffee, the students who take neither tea nor coffee is given as 8. So see, neither tea nor coffee will be outside elements. So here I will put 8. Now, how to fill this? As I told you in the previous class, you will start filling the data from the innermost part, from T intersection C part. But here, the data is not provided for T intersection C. Yes, because in the question, it is not given that how many students take tea and coffee both. That's why I can assume it as A, as I solved one problem in the previous class. So I can assume this innermost data as A because it is not provided in the question. Now see, the total number of students taking tea is 26. So this and this, if added, will give 26. So here what I will put is 26 minus A. And total number of students who take coffee is 18. So here I will put 18 minus A. Now all the data have been have been filled. Now there are total 40 students. That means if I add this and this, then I will get 40. See? Okay, so if I add all 26 minus A plus A plus 18 minus A plus this 8, and it will come out as 40. See, A cancelled out. Now take this A on the RHS. Science Sank, how many wrong answers will you give me? Till now you have given me 3 wrong answers. See, now if I take this A to the RHS, then I will get A is equal to how much? See, 26 plus 18, it will become 44 plus 8, 52, and take this 40 in LHS, so 52 minus 40, so here A is equal to 12. Now all the answers can be provided. A is equal to 12, and here it will be 6, here it will be 14. So the question, in the question it is asked that how many students take tea and coffee both? So your correct answer is 12. 12 number of students take tea and coffee both. All other answers can be provided if anything else is asked in the question. So is it clear now or not? Tell me. Science Asam, is it clear to you now? The correct answer is 12. Yes, okay. Okay. So I'm moving to the next question. No problem. You need not to say sorry, Science Son. That's very nice. At least you have tried. At least you have tried so many times. That is the very good thing. As I told you people that it is not wrong to get the wrong answer. It is not bad to get the wrong answer. At least you have tried. That is the good thing. So the best thing is you must try always. Whether you are getting right or wrong, that doesn't matter. Slowly and slowly, within the period of 2 years, definitely if you regularly keep trying, then definitely in one day you will be able to get the correct answer of any problem. Okay, so just keep trying. Don't worry about the answer is correct or wrong. No problem. Okay, so now move to the next problem. Okay, so let's do one more question on the 2 sets. I am solving more problems on 2 sets because there is chance of question being asked on 2 sets mainly, because the questions which contains 3 set needs a very large space in the question paper, and generally the 3 set question is not provided to you in the question paper. So that's why I am solving one more question on the 2 sets, and after that I will solve some problems on the 3 sets, and then the set theory will be finished. See, one more question. Everyone now please answer correctly. See the question. In a group of 50 persons, in a group of 50 persons, 14 take tea, 14 take tea, but not coffee. 14 take tea, but not coffee. Okay. 14 take tea, but not coffee, and 30 take tea. And total 30 take tea. Okay, now this is provided in the question. This data is provided in the question. Now you are being asked that first, how many drink tea and coffee both? How many drink or take? It's better to use take. How many take tea and coffee both? The second question in the same data is asked, how many take coffee but not tea? How many take coffee but not tea? Yes, Everyone please solve it quickly. And yes, the preferred method is method 2 by Venn diagram for the two sets especially. So immediately solve it and give me the correct answer for the first and second. Solve it quickly, please. The questions are easy. I think you must give me the answer very quickly. It must not take time. No one is giving me the answer. Has anyone solved the question? Okay, Raju has given me the answer 16. For the first, I think you are giving the answer. Let's check. Anyone else? Okay, Veronica 16. Okay, Hinduza is giving me 30. Okay, so let's check it. Deepak is giving me 16. Okay, so 16. Majority of the students are giving me the answer as 16. Okay, Jasankar is also giving me 16. So let's do it. There are again two sets of tea and coffee. Okay, so starting from there are total 50 persons. 14 take tea but not coffee. See, 14 take tea but not coffee. So here I will put 14 because already the data has been broken in such a way that it can be filled directly in the Venn diagram, and that's why I have put this 14 here, because 14 take tea but not coffee. Now total 30 take tea, total 30 students take tea. So if total 30 students take tea, then yes, total tea is 30. So that's why here you will get 16. So very simple. Now next, move forward. Okay, Raju, correct. 30 take tea, yes. Now there are total 50 persons. See, everyone please listen carefully. It is not provided in the question that how many persons do not take tea and coffee both. So if it is not provided in the question that how many persons are taking neither tea nor coffee, then you will take it as 0. Then you will assume that every person is taking either tea or coffee or both. Okay, so there are total 50 persons. So if total 50 persons, then if I put x here, then this 14 plus 16 plus x will come out as 50. Okay, so 14 plus 16 plus x will come out as 50. So x is equal to 20. Okay, so this is 20. So yes, correct. Raju, Veronica, and Jichaturi, you all are correct. Very nice. The answer for the first part, how many take tea and coffee both, is 16. And the answer for the second, how many take coffee but not tea, is 20. Okay, so easy question. So I think that problems based on two sets can be easily done by you people, because you can observe that the questions are very easy. Everyone can observe that the questions are very easy. So I know I have full belief that you people can do the problems. So are you people solving DBP which have been provided to you? Complete it very soon, complete it very quickly, complete it. Doubts will be discussed, and after that, okay, nice. So should I move to next page? Have you written? Okay, so I'm moving to the next page. Okay, now I will solve two questions for the maximum minimum inequality based two problems. So see, the first question is, everyone please Look at the question carefully, read the question carefully, and try to give me the correct answer. Okay, just remember the theory, whatever has been taught to you, and on the basis of that, try to give the correct answer. Okay, the question is, if Na is equal to 3, Nb is equal to 6, Na is equal to 3, Nb is equal to 6, then what is the minimum and maximum value of Na intersection B and Na union B? Yes, start. The data which has been provided to you is Na is equal to 3 and Nb is equal to 6 only. These two data have been provided to you only. And the question is asked that you have to find minimum and maximum value of Na intersection B and then Na union B. So first of all, you all start and try to get the minimum and maximum value of Na intersection B. So start everyone. Try to get the minimum and maximum of Na intersection B. Yes, very quickly. First of all, tell me the maximum value. Who will tell me the maximum value of Na intersection B? Vijay Kumar, correct. Very good. Hindus are not correct. Sai Sasank, now you are absolutely correct. Raju, not correct. Yes, Chatur is correct. Okay, so let's do it. Remember, I have given you a result, and the result was, remember, that is noted, I think, in your copy. Na intersection B is less or equal to, the result was minimum of Na and B. Do you remember this result or not? I told you that from Na and Nb, whichever will be minimum, that will be the output, and that will be the maximum value of Na intersection B. I had explained it to you with the help of this. This is A intersection B, and if I need to maximize this A intersection B, then I will push this B inside A. One situation will arise when the B will completely get inside A, and the maximum value of Na intersection B will be Nb. That means the minimum of Na Nb. So see, this is Na, this is Nb. Which is minimum? Minimum is 3. That's why the maximum value of Na intersection B is 3. Yes. Now tell me first the minimum value of Na intersection B. Minimum value of Na intersection B. Yes, quickly please. Minimum value of Na intersection B. Hanok is correct, and no other answers are correct. Minimum value of Na intersection B. It is 0. 0. Remember the result. I had put the minimum value of Na intersection B as 0. Yes, I had make you write a condition, a note here, that it cannot be 0 when Na plus Nb exceeds the universal set. But here the universal set has not been provided, and that's why you can write the minimum value as 0 without any problem. So we got the minimum and maximum value of Na intersection B. Now let's move to Na union B, and to get the minimum and maximum of Na union B, I will put the formula that Na plus Nb minus Na intersection B. Suppose if I need to get the maximum of this, then we have to put the minimum value of Na intersection B, as I told you in the theory part also. So the minimum value of Na intersection B can be put at 0. So that's why the maximum value of Na union B is C, 3 plus 6 minus 0. So it is 9. So the maximum value of Na union B is 9. Yes. Now, minimum value of Na union B. So if I need to get the minimum value of NA union B, then you have to put the maximum value of NA intersection B. So I'm going to put NA is 3, NB is 6 minus the maximum value of NA intersection B. Maximum value of NA intersection B is 3. So I'm putting 3 here. So it is 6. So what we got is NA union B. The maximum value of it is 9 and the minimum value of it is 6. So we got the minimum and maximum value of NA intersection B and also NA union B. So everyone, please, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Is it clear to everyone? In this question, one result is used, whatever has been taught to you in the previous classes. Okay, nice, Veronica. And any other student has any doubt? If anyone has any doubt, without any hesitation, you can ask me your doubts. Okay. So see, okay, 2 students are asking me to explain again. So let's do it very quickly. Although we have to use the results, whatever has been taught to you in the previous classes. Remember, the one result was this, the maximum value of NA intersection B. I had make you write that it will be minimum of NA and B, and its minimum value will be 0. The other result was NA union B is equal to NA plus NB minus NA intersection B. So see, if I put minimum value of NA intersection B, then I will get maximum value of NA union B. Why? I explained it already. Why? Because this NA intersection B is being subtracted. If I subtract minimum, then we will get maximum output. If we subtract maximum, then we will get minimum output. So that's why we can use only these 2 formulas, and with the help of these 2 formulas, we can get minimum and maximum value of whatever is being asked in the question. So see, maximum value of NA intersection B is, see the formula, minimum of NA and B, and minimum of NA and B is 3. And its minimum value is 0. So I think this is clear to all. To get the minimum and maximum of NA union B, I am applying this formula as I told you in the theory part. So if I put minimum of NA intersection B, which is 0, then I will get maximum of NA union B. So that's why I got the maximum of NA union B as 9. If I put maximum of NA intersection B, which is 3, then I will get minimum of NA union B, which is 6. So yes, I think now it's clear. Hanok and Deepak, you were asking me to explain it again. So is it clear now? Okay. Okay, now, so let's move forward. And one more question on the inequality type problem. And after that, I will solve the problems based on 3 sets. Okay, next. I'm moving to the next page. Okay, because it is a new question which I will do in the next page, in the new page. Okay. See, the next question is, everyone please focus here. It's a very good question. A survey shows that 63% of people like football, and 75% of people like cricket. Okay, so a survey is showing that 63% of people like football and 75% of people like cricket. Now, full stop, if X percent, capital X percent of people like both cricket and football. If X percent of people like both means cricket and football both, then find the range of X. You have to find range of X. Range of X means you have to find the minimum and maximum value of X. You have to find the interval where X can vary from. So that's why you need to get the minimum and maximum value of this X. So yes, do it. First of all, you think about it and then I will solve this problem. Okay, so let's start. See, Vijay Kumar is giving me the answer as 39 to 63. Okay, so I'm solving it and let's check whether he is correct or not. Okay, but very nice. He has attempted at least. See, everyone, one important thing I want to tell you that here the data is given in percentage. Percentage means out of 100. For example, if you are getting 90% in your board exams, what does it mean? It means that if only one paper is provided to you out of 100 marks, for 100 marks, then you will get 90 out of 100 in that paper. So all things are calculated out of 100. Percentage means all things are calculated out of 100. So survey shows that 63% of people like football. So first of all, you consider that total number of people are 63. Oh, sorry. First of all, you consider that total number of people are 100. Why 100? Because just as I told you, percentage means all data has been provided out of 100. So that means total we are taking 100 people. Okay, our universal set will contain 100 and all the data has been provided out of 100. Now, it is given that 63% of people like football. So number of people liking football is 63. Okay, and next 75% like cricket. So number of people who like cricket is 75. This data, this only data has been provided to you. And one more thing, X percent of people like both. So number of people who like football and cricket is X. So this much data has been provided to you in the question. Now you have to find the range of X. Range means you have to find the minimum and maximum value of X. Okay, so you need to get the minimum and maximum value of X. So what we have to do, we have to apply the formula. You can directly write its maximum value at least. Yes, F intersection C, what will be its maximum value? You can directly write its maximum value. Its maximum value is, remember again the formula, see the previous page, this, and look at this formula. Its maximum value is minimum of NA NB. So its maximum value will be minimum of NF NC. So minimum of NF and NC is 63, and that's why the maximum value of NF intersection C can be 63. So we got the maximum value of X and it is 63. Now to get the minimum value of X, we will apply the formula. And what is the formula? The formula is NF union C is equal to NF plus NC minus NF intersection C. And see, now we need to get its minimum value. So that's why we have to put its maximum value. Okay. Now see, the maximum value of an F union C can be universal set, because F union C cannot exceed the universal set. So the maximum value of F union C can be 100, because F union C cannot exceed the universal set 100. So I am putting the maximum value of an F union C. After that, we will get minimum of an F intersection C. So just put all the values. NF is 63, NC is 75, minus NF intersection C, minimum we will get. So from here, we are getting NF intersection C minimum is equal to how much? 133, 138 minus 100, it is 38. Okay, so the minimum value of F intersection C is 38, or X minimum is equal to 38. So the final correct answer is the minimum value of X is 38 and the maximum value of X is 63. This is the correct answer. Vijay Kumar, you missed the correct answer just only by one number. No? You have given me the answer as 39 to 63, but the correct answer is 38 to 63. Like this. So yes, anyone want to ask anything, he can ask. Is it clear now? Please tell me, is it clear to everyone? Okay, 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 nice. Okay, so I'm moving to the next page and to the next question based upon 3 sets. Today I will try to complete all type of problems in the set theory. Okay, so that we can start inequality, which is very interesting, very interesting, and very important also. Okay, so I request to all the students that in any condition don't miss the class of the inequality, which I am going to teach very soon. Let's see, today or tomorrow definitely we will teach. Definitely I will teach you. So in any situation, please attend the class. Okay, so very important and very interesting, as I am telling you again and again. See the next question. Now I am giving you a question. Yes, I will discuss, Anjali. I will discuss the DPP. Don't worry. I will discuss all your doubts in the DPP or anywhere else. If you are solving anything else, no problem. I will discuss all the doubts. But first of all, let me complete, because there are only few questions we have to do in the set theory. After that, I will explain all your doubts. Okay. See, the next question is. Don't worry. One thing, just keep in mind that you will not go back home with the doubt in your mind. The only thing is that you have to ask your doubts from me. I will surely clear your doubts and you will never go back home with any doubts in your mind. Okay, don't worry. See, the question is, from 500 television viewers, television, I am writing in short, TV. Okay, from 500 TV viewers, 285 watch football. 285 watch football. See the data. The problems based upon 3 sets are very lengthy to write. Although their solutions are small, but the problem itself takes a large space, a huge space. 285 watch football. 195 watch hockey. 195 watch hockey. 115 basketball. 115 watch basketball, but I am writing just 115 basketball. You can understand. 45 football and basketball. '70 watch football and hockey. '70 watch football and hockey. 50 watch hockey and basketball. 50 watch hockey and basketball. 50 do not watch any game. Do not watch any game. 50 do not watch any game. Now your question is how many watch all the three games? How many watch all the three games? And one more, how many watch exactly one of the three games? How many watch exactly one of the three games? Okay, so first of all, you read this problem properly, carefully, with the full concentration. Try to understand the problem, and after that, I will explain it to you. Everyone, please read the problem first of all. See everyone, please. Now, how to solve the problems based on three sets? As I told you, as I taught you previously, that in such type of problems, you always have two methods. One is by the formula and the other is by Venn diagram. The problems which contains two sets can always be solved by Venn diagram in a very easy manner, or it is easier to solve the problems based on two sets by Venn diagram. But listen carefully, the problems which are based on three sets are not, it will not be always feasible to solve these problems by Venn diagram. Sometimes it will be easier to solve the problems by the formula itself. Now, by looking at the question, by reading the question, by analyzing the data, first of all, you have to decide whether the first method by the formula it will be easier, or the second method by the Venn diagram it will be easier. So you have to decide. Now, the question is how to decide that the question will be easier by the formula or it will be easier by the Venn diagram. How it will be decided? So to decide this, just try to write all the data in terms of set. You will automatically come to know whether this problem will be easier by the formula or it will be easier by the Venn diagram. What you have to do, just write all the data in terms of set. Okay, just write all the data in terms of set. So let's write total 500 people. So total 500 means you can say there are total 500 in the universal set. Now 285 watch football. So you can yes easily write number of people who watch football is 285. 195 hockey. So NH is equal to 195. 115 basketball. So number of people basketball is 115. Okay, Veronica has given me the answer. Good, I think it's correct. So basketball people are 115. See, 45 football and basketball. So football and basketball. Football and basketball. F intersection B is given as 45. 70 was football and hockey. So football and hockey is 70. What next? 70 watch football. 50 watch hockey and basketball. So hockey and basketball is 50. And lastly, see, 50 do not watch any game. So please, everyone focus here. How to analyze this data? That 50 do not watch any game. Listen, everyone, please listen my lines. Since out of 500, 50 do not watch any game. So if I remove those 50 from the group of 500 people, are you people listening or not? Please listen carefully. If I remove these 50 people who do not watch any game from the group of total 500 people, then the remaining 450 people will definitely watch at least one of the three games, either football or hockey or basketball. So what I can say from here is N F union H union B is equal to H. Okay, Veronica, you have given the answer. Let's check. See, F union H union B. That means if all the people who watch football or hockey or basketball, if all these are mixed, then the total will be 450, because there are 50 people who do not watch any game. So that's why if I remove 50, then automatically the remaining 450 people will be those people who watch either football or hockey or basketball. So NF union H union B will come as 450. So till now the things are clear or not? Please tell me. Till now the things are clear or not? Should I move forward, or you people have any doubt? Clear? Okay. So now everyone please again focus. Now tell me, which method will be easier to apply? The Venn diagram or by the formula? Which will be easy? What do you think? Formula is easy or Venn diagram is easy? Formula is easy. Yes, correct. Correct. Hanok, Vijay, all are correct. Formula is easy. Yes, Manasa. Because see, the data, whatever has been provided to you, that directly fits into the formula. Directly fits into the formula. If all the data is fitting directly into the formula, that's why we will solve this problem by the formula. It will be easier to solve the problem by the formula. And the second one is, as I told you previously, if you are thinking that let's solve the problem by the Venn diagram, then first of all you need to get the innermost data. Innermost data means you need to get the value of the number of people who watch all the three games, F intersection H intersection B. But it is not provided in the question. F intersection H intersection B is not provided in the question. So that's why the problem is not easy by the second method. It is not easy by the Venn diagram. It is easy by the formula. So everyone, please listen carefully. First of all, in the problems based upon three sets, you have to decide that the problem is easier by which method, by the formula or by the Venn diagram. Okay. See, the data is fitting in the formula. That's why the formula method is easier. And the innermost data is also missing. That's why again the formula method is easier for you. So now let's apply the formula for F union H union B. And you all know the formula. What is the formula? NF plus NH plus NB minus NF intersection H minus NH intersection B minus NF intersection B and plus N F intersection H intersection B. Now just put all the values. So F union H union B, it is 450 is equal to NF 285. Put all the values directly. NH 195, NB 115 minus F intersection H 70, F H intersection B 50, F intersection B 45, and lastly plus N F intersection H intersection B, which you need to find out. Okay, so let's solve it. If I add 285 and 115, then I will get 400. Now 400 minus 70, 400 minus 70, it is 330, minus 50, so it is 280. So now 280 and plus 195 minus 45, 195 minus 45, 150. So 280 plus 150, 450 is equal to, see what I got is 280 plus 150 plus NF intersection H intersection B, and 280 plus 150 is 430, and if I carry this 430 on this side, then F intersection H intersection B is equal to 20. So yes, absolutely right. Vijay Kumar and Veronica, two students have given me the correct answer for this, 20. See, 20 is that number who watch football and hockey and basketball. That means they watch all the three games. Okay, so people who watch all the three games is 20. How many watch is C? How many watch all the three games? The answer is 20 for this. Now move to the next one. The second thing is being asked, how many watch exactly one of the three games? Second part, how many watch exactly one of the three games? So I don't think you have directly the formula for it. You can derive the formula. With the help of Venn diagram, I explained it when I taught you in the theory. See everyone, please. We need to get those number of people who watch exactly one of the three games, football, hockey, and basketball. So the people who watch exactly one of the three games are these. See this shaded portion. They watch exactly one of the three games. They also watch exactly one of the three games. And they also watch exactly one of the three games. So I need to get the formula for this shaded region. You can derive the formula. See, I'm writing the formula. You don't need to remember the formula for it. You can derive anytime, very quickly, very easily. So start from, if you need to get this, start from F union H union B. Start from N F union H union B. You have to subtract something from it. What things you have to subtract? All these things you have to subtract. So first of all, subtract F intersection H. If you subtract F intersection H, then these two will be subtracted. Next, minus. Further, you have to subtract this. So it is H intersection B. If you subtract H intersection B, then this and this again will be subtracted. So minus N H intersection B. And lastly, you have to subtract this also. So subtract B, F intersection B. If you subtract F intersection B, then this and this one again will be subtracted. So minus NF intersection B. Now see here. The innermost portion has been subtracted 3 times, but you had to subtract it only once. That's why let's add it 2 times, because we have to subtract it only once. So 2 times what? We have to add 2 times F intersection H intersection B. Okay, N. So now you have to just put the values. It is 450 minus F intersection H is 70 minus H intersection B is 50 minus F intersection B is 45 and plus 2 times F intersection H intersection B. This thing you have calculated in the previous part, it was 20. So 20 to 40. So let's check what is the final answer. 450 minus 50, it is 400. 400 minus 70, it is 330. 330 plus 40, 370. 370 minus 45. So it is 325. So correct, only Veronica has given me the total correct answer. So very good. 325 is the correct answer for the second part. Okay, so we derived the formula for the number of people who watch exactly one of the three games and just put all the values, and 325 is the correct answer. Yes, if you want to ask anything, if anyone has any doubt, he can ask. Tell me clearly, please. Is it clear? Is it clear or not? Quickly, please. I hope you people are not sleeping. Okay. Why you are worried about that it is a state syllabus or whatever syllabus? Maruti Satya Kumar, he is asking me that it is a state syllabus or central syllabus. Why you are worried about it? It is everywhere. Okay, it is also in the central syllabus. I think it must be in your state syllabus. It is in the syllabus of IIT. It is in the syllabus of mains and advanced both. These are the basic thing which anyone thinks that you are knowing it. If you don't know it, then it can be your fault. Okay, but any person who is making paper for IIT or for any paper, he will assume that you know the set theory. That's why it is in all the syllabus, state, central, everything. Okay, next. So now I'm solving another question. Anjali is saying me move to another concept. Don't worry, let's finish this. Very soon it's going to be finished because I have to solve all type of problems. Okay. So that when you get any problem on the set theory, you will be able to solve those problems. As I told you in the beginning, I will cover any topic in an exhaustive way so that when you get a paper in front of you, then you feel comfortable in that paper, whether the paper is JEE Mains, JEE Advanced or any paper. Okay. So very soon we are going to start inequality. One more question I am going to solve on the basis of 3 sets. Again, the question is very big, but the answer is very small. So everyone, please write the question and try to give me the answer. First of all, decide that this question which I am going to give you will be solved by which method? Method 1 by the formula or by method 2 Venn diagram. And after deciding, just solve this problem. Yeah, Anjali, don't worry. As I told you, my wish will be definitely that wish which will be best suited for you, which will be best for you. Okay. So just cover all the things very exhaustively. Covering any topic does not mean that just superficially I have to cover those topics. Okay, I am giving you the formula. Okay, I am solving 1 or 2 problem, and I tell you that okay, the topic is finished. So in such a way, we have not to cover the things. We have to cover the things very exhaustively, so that you may achieve confidence in that topic. And don't worry, we will complete all the things in time in a very exhaustive manner. And after that, if you study all the notes, then again I am telling you at least 80% of the problems will directly be in JEE Mains from your notebook. Okay, and in JEE Advanced, again you will get at least 60 to 70% of problems. It will be very difficult for the JEE persons to give you a very new concept problems. It will be very difficult. Okay, so please study your notes carefully. See, the question is, in a group of children, in a group of children, 35 play football, 35 play football, out of which 20 play football only. Out of which 20 play football only. 22 play hockey. 22 play hockey. 25 play cricket. 25 play cricket. Out of which 11 play cricket only. Out of which 11 play cricket only. Out of this, 7 play cricket and football but not hockey. Cricket and football but not hockey. Okay, cricket and football but not hockey. 3 play football and hockey but not cricket. 3 play football and hockey but not cricket. 3 play football and hockey but not cricket. And 12 play football and cricket both. And 12 play football and cricket both. 12 play football and cricket both. Now, the question is, how many play all the 3 games? How many play all the 3 games? The second question is, how many play cricket? How many play cricket and hockey? How many play cricket and hockey but not football? Okay, and lastly, total number of children in the group. So these 3 things you have to answer from the given question. So everyone, please read the question carefully and decide that this question can be solved by which method in an easier way, by method 1 formula or by method 2 Venn diagram. Decide quickly and tell me which method will be easier, which method will be best for this question. Yes, correct. Hinduza, Hanok, correct. This question can be solved in the by the Venn diagram method in an easier way. Why? Because if you study the question, then you get to know that 35 play football, out of which 20 play football only. There are 2 things. The one is writing it in the set language is very difficult, first of all, because the data is given, the whatever data is given has been broken into many smaller parts. So it is very difficult to write each and everything in the set language. This is the first thing. The second thing is that since the data is broken in each and every possible smaller parts, so it will be easy to fill the Venn diagram, and that's why it's better to solve this problem by the Venn diagram. Now, see, to solve this problem by the Venn diagram, I need only this small space. In this small space, I can complete the solution of this problem. Okay, so see everyone now. This is the universal set. There are 3 sets: football, hockey, and cricket. Okay, so football, hockey, and cricket. Now, start. 35 play football. Total 35 play football. Out of which 20 play football only. So I can put 20 here. 20 play football only. Next, 22 play hockey. So this, and this. Total will be 22. But where to fill how much, it is not known to us. That's why move to the next data. 25 play cricket, total cricket 25. How much we have to put at each place? Right now we don't know. Move next. Out of which 11 play cricket only. So yes, 11 play cricket only. Move next. Out of this 7 play cricket and football but not hockey. See, 7 play cricket and football but not hockey. So I have to put 7 here. Next, move next. 3 play football and hockey but not cricket. Football and hockey but not cricket. 3. Move next. 12 play football and cricket both. Yes, see, football and cricket both 12. So this will be 5. Even if this data is not provided in the question, sorry, this data 12 play football and cricket, then also you can fill this data with the help of, there are total 35 students who play football. So check that sum of all the students who are playing football must be 35. You can check 20, 27, 30, 35. Yes, it's correct now. So now go back to the data. Yes, 22 play hockey. So this. Move next. 25 play cricket. See, 25 play cricket. Total cricket playing students are 25. So 11, 7, 18, 5, 23, and here it will be 2. Total hockey playing students are 22. So 5, 3, 8, 8 to 10, and here 12. Okay, so all the data have been filled. See, all the data have been filled now. Now you can answer every question. How many play all the 3 games? Yes, the correct answer is 5. How many play cricket and hockey but not football? See, cricket and hockey but not football is 2. Yes. And lastly, total number of children in the group. So add all these. If you add all these, so see, this is the total football is 35. 35 and 11. 46 and 2. 48 and 12. 60. So 60 for the third one. Second answer for the second is 2, and answer for the first one is 5. So which method is easier for this question? Yes, Venn diagram method is easier for the question. So I think by reading the question you can decide that the question is easier by which of the method, by the formula or by the Venn diagram, and then accordingly you can solve the question for the problems based upon 3 sets. So tell me, can you do the problems? Should I move to the next concept? Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Anjali. So now let's finish the set theory here. One question I am giving you as your homework. So your homework is, see, please, I'm moving to the next page. Now everyone, please listen. What is your homework? I am giving you one question as your homework. You have to solve it and you have to give me the answer. The second homework is you have to complete your DPP, because from the next class we will enter into the next concept, inequality, and you will get DPP for that also. So that's why it's better to complete the DPP in today itself. Okay, because from tomorrow I don't think you will get time to complete the DPP, because we will move to next concept and you have to study that. You have to solve problems on that. Okay, so the question I am writing, this question and DPP, completed DPP. Very good, Vijay Kumar. So tomorrow, listen, everyone, tomorrow the doubts will be discussed. Hardly, I think it will take 15 to 20 minutes. I'm sure about it. And after that, we will start inequality. The set theory is completed. DPP, not TPP. It is DPP, daily practice problem, you can say. Okay, the full form is daily practice problem. Okay, so from that DPP, you have to solve problems on a daily basis. So that's why these DPPs are provided to you. 3 DPPs have been given to you according to the things whatever I have taught to you, and you will get the next DPP in the inequality. So quickly write the question. A class has 175 students, and I am giving the data breakup according to each subject. Okay, so here subject I am writing math, quickly physics because time is over, chemistry, math and physics, math and chemistry, physics and chemistry, and lastly math, physics, chemistry, all. So the data has been given you as C 100, 70, 46, 30, 28, 23, and 18. And on the basis of this data, your question is, how many students are in math alone? How many students are in math alone? Okay. The second, how many do not study any subject? Okay, so you have to answer these two questions. So please complete it and complete your DPP. In the next class, all your doubts will be discussed, and after that the new topic, or sorry, not new topic, the new subtopic, inequality by Weber method, will be started. Very interesting and very important. Okay, so let's finish today's class. So okay, so I think you people are not facing any problem. If you people are facing any problem, any type of problem, that is regarding the concept, regarding the questions, regarding the timing, regarding anything, you can tell me also. Okay, all your problems will be solved. Okay, because our main aim is to make you qualify in your competitive exam. Okay, so should I finish the class today? Okay, so thanks everyone.